Have you ever wondered how important your refrigerator is? Well, yeah, duh. It's cold. So we have to put milk and cheese and condiments in there and leftover food and any food we buy. It's pretty important. And most of the time, most people have a freezer attached. So, of course, you need ice and you have meat and other food and vegetables and everything that you have frozen in there. You have these little ice packs in there, boo boo packs and everything else. Yes, we know it's important. But what else is important about a refrigerator? With me, I have a notepad on my refrigerator, and everybody in my house knows that if you are low on something or if you open the last one of something, you immediately go to the list and you write it down. Hence the ever growing shopping list, correct? Well, I also have something else really important on my refrigerator. I have magnets. Every time we go somewhere, y'all, we always try to get a magnet. I love collecting magnets. Magnets hold pictures and um invitations that we've been invited to things. It holds graduation announcements. It holds my nephew's little coloring book pictures that he drew when he was little. And what else? My refrigerator, the most important part of my refrigerator, something that you open and shut. I wonder how many times a day we actually open and shut, average, a refrigerator. I'm going to have to Google that. I know this is Unscripted Conversations with Ashley from Simply Blessed Designs, but I might be Googling that number here in a second because I want to know how many times somebody opens and shuts their refrigerator in a day, on average. Get to the point, Ashley. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay, so in the front of my refrigerator, I have a magnet calendar with dry erase markers. Yes, that is the most important thing with my refrigerator. I promise it keeps me in check. Not only do I have birthdays, anniversaries, important events up there or anything else, I have Sam's work schedule on there. And if you know, you know. And I also write meals on there. So I am so weird, right? On the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, depending on which day it is, I plan out my meals for the week before I go to the grocery store. That way, I know exactly what I'm going to be purchasing from the grocery store. And I don't know who came up with shopping online or grocery pickup. And I know some of y'all probably are lucky live in places where they actually deliver your groceries, but not in this little town. Okay. We have 3 stoplights. Yeah. No. So we do grocery pickup and y'all, we just got that like maybe 2 months ago. I'm so excited, but that saves a tremendous amount of money. Why? How many times do you walk through the store and you see something and you put it in the cart? How many times are you with your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant other, and they just start chunking things in the cart? How many times are you with your children, your grandchildren, friends, whatever, and you just start chunking stuff in the cart? And this day and time, you're sitting there at the checkout and your bill, every little pa-ding, pa-ding, pa-ding. When I see that grocery cashier swipe, because we don't have do it yourself here yet. I love it at Walmart. Self checkout is amazing. We don't have it at the grocery store, but I see dollar signs every single time. And so then when they're finished swiping all your scanning, I guess, all your groceries and everything else that has been thrown in there, you have a $200, $300, $400 bill. What in the world? What did I just buy? Yeah, no. Grocery pickup is best thing since sliced bread because I literally sit down on Saturday or Sunday. I plan out my meals. Monday, we're going to have spaghetti. Okay, I'm going to need noodles, sauce, hamburger, and bread. Usually we do the regular bread and we do like a specific kind of garlic butter for the bread. So I make sure that I have all of those ingredients for that item. So when you write down your menu of what you're going to have every night, including Saturday and Sunday, y'all, including skipping a night that you're not going to cook, because what are you going to do? You're going to pull out all of those leftovers out the fridge, lay them on the island, and be like, here you go, buffet tonight. Have at it. So you know what your meals are. You know exactly what you're going to be buying from the grocery store. And you're not wandering around the grocery store just picking up random items or anyone else with you. You literally shop online, and usually it's like a 2, 3, 4, 5 hour wait. Anytime I shop at like Walmart or something and do the pickup, but my grocery store, it's local, small town. In 30 minutes, you're going to get a little ding on your text saying your groceries are ready for pickup. Sweet. And I just send Cameron, go get the groceries, or I'll get them. How easy is that? So yes, the calendar on my refrigerator is one of the most important aspects of the whole thing. And the refrigerator door is a little thin. So it's dry erase. Every time you go to grab that handle to open the door, somebody's fat little fingers swipe the calendar. Mom has a meltdown. I have a meltdown. Oh my gosh, did you just wipe off half of my calendar? I mean, it's big. They take out like a whole day. Who even does that? Oh, these fingers. So, hey, welcome to Unscripted Conversations with Ashley with Simply Blessed Designs. I am so glad you are back. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I had to think of some things to talk about. I started this podcast, this one that I'm recording now, literally just 7 minutes and 10 seconds ago, but I started it several times and I don't know what happened. Y'all, I can have a conversation to a tree, really. But I sat down with my mic and I got a cup of coffee and I got my computer out, opened my program, and I'm sitting here like, what are we going to talk about? What went on this week? Do I want to talk about that? No, I talked about that before. Y'all, I couldn't think of anything to talk about. That is weird for me. Very, very strange. So that's why I started talking to you about my refrigerator, my calendar, my schedule, my shopping, my schedule, my schedule. Is that what we're going to focus on today? Scheduling. You know how it is. You have a plan, right? If you're like me, there's a good chance you don't wake up in the morning and you just lay there like, what am I going to do today? Maybe I'll lay in the bed for a while. Basically, my Saturday morning. I lay in the bed for a while, then I get up, I do my Bible study, and speaking of Bible studies, today I literally finished the Bible. Yes. For the past 3.5 years, I started in Genesis chapter 1, and every single day I read one chapter of the Bible. Genesis 1, Genesis 2, Genesis 3, every single day. And today, this morning, Wednesday, May 15th, I read Revelation 22. I finished the whole thing. Took me 3.5 years. I have to go back and see how that was. Oh yeah, what was I going to Google again? How many times we open the refrigerator? Don't let me forget that. I should probably write that down. So, I'm going to start all over again. Don't worry. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to read it again. Maybe a little faster this time. But I wanted to keep myself at a steady pace because I needed self-discipline. I wake up every single morning. I fix my coffee. I go do morning things. And then I put my earbuds in. I sit down. I open my Bible app, which I am in love with. I don't really know the name of the app. It's just a Bible and it says Bible study and it's called the Bible app. I don't know. So, yes, like I said, self discipline. I wake up every single day, do the same thing over and over and over again. And I like it. I have trained myself so that on a day to day basis, I do my plan, my Bible study. That's what I'm supposed to do. Do we always know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen? We don't. We have no clue. My OCD self likes that. Oh boy, let me tell you what I did this past Saturday. It was the Saturday before Mother's Day, and silly me, most of y'all know that I do crafting. I have a crafting channel. I love making stuff. It is fun. So one of my friends asked me, she was like, hey, we're doing a little event. We're sending mystery boxes around to other people. You open it up and you have to create with what's inside. Do you want to play? Every ounce of my being is saying, do not do this. Do not. No, you can't handle this. Don't do it. I did it. Sure, I would love to. Why did I not want to do it? Am I not up for the challenge? Definitely not. I like having a plan. I like to know before I hit that live button or the video button. I like to know I'm going to use this. I'm going to do this, this, and this with it. I'm going to add this in this color and this color. I like a plan. I wonder why that is. I don't think it's so much as a controlling thing. It's just I like having a plan. How about you? How are you when your plans get all misconstrued? Isn't it funny how the first thing that we do is to make a plan? When we're invited to a party, birthday party, anniversary party, anything, we make a plan. Okay, well, the party starts at this time. I need to leave at this time. That means I need to get ready at this time. I need to start getting the kids ready. The dog needs to be taken out at this time. You develop a plan. Well, the week before, I'm going to run to the Walmart so I can get a gift there, or I can run to the florist here and I can get a gift there. But if I actually do it now, I have a month and a half until this party transpires. So I might be able to order something online. We develop a plan. That's what we do. A schedule, whether it's for your day, for your activities, for your kids' activities, grandkids' activities, for your doctor's appointments, for your day-to-day living. And sometimes, y'all, when I was going through the grocery store, going grocery shopping, please tell me somebody else did this. I would literally rewrite my grocery list as the layout of the store. Hello. That's bad, isn't it? That's definitely a plan. And like I said, what happens when something goes wrong and your plan doesn't go according to the way you planned it? Do you flip out? Do you get upset? Life is like that. The school that I went to, before you could graduate, you had to do volunteer work so many hours. Plus, you had to shadow different people within different industries that you wanted to work. So I was always jumping on the hospital because there's a hospital in the same town where I graduated. I wanted to be a neonatal nurse. Went to college. I went to North Carolina Wesleyan College and studied business. I decided that I was going to create my own sock company, Unusual Socks. Man, if I had done that, it'd have been awesome because look at the unusual socks in the world this day and time. But I didn't. I was going to graduate college and I was going to open up this unusual sock company. And yeah, like I said, that didn't happen. I made plans. One thing I never did was to ask God what he thought of my plans that I've made. God, do the plans that I'm making align with the plans that you have for my life? I never once asked him that, and I should have. That should have been my first thing that I do, because no matter what plans we have made, God's plan is always greater than our plan. He sees the whole picture. He sees things that we cannot even see. And it's really funny because something will happen and it will open your eyes. Let's just say you run across a person and you're supposed to love your neighbor. You're supposed to love the person, and you try to be nice and you try to be friends and you try to help them, and they don't do anything except for be lying and deceitful and everything behind your back. There were many times that people warned you of this, but you didn't listen. Was that God trying to push them out of your life, saying, hello, you see this? And that's one of the biggest questions I've always had. People say, God spoke to me. I have never heard God's voice that I know of. I don't know what it sounds like, so I can't say that 100%. And everybody's like, well, if you want to hear God talk to you, you have to stop and listen. Okay. So what do we do when we pray? We sit there and we talk and we talk and we talk and we talk and we talk. And I talk to God like he's my best friend. Like, hey, you saw what went down today, and I'm sorry, I shouldn't have reacted like that. Or, and that's how I talk to God. Everybody has their own way. Some people are very, very formal, and that's okay. God's going to listen to you. But with all the prayers and everything, when are we just quiet to listen? I did that. I've done that several times. I'm like, okay, God, everybody talks about hearing your voice, and you need to stop talking and you need to shut off your mind. You need to be completely silent. Have you ever tried to shut off your mind, especially if you have an ADHD mind? Oof, that's hard. So I did it one day. I know I did it. I'm almost 100% certain I did it. I was sitting in my chair. I had my coffee sitting in front of me. My Bible's open. My notebook is sitting there. I have my pen laying on it. You got a mental picture yet? Huh? And I'm like, okay, God, you know what's on my heart. Now, I'm going to sit here quietly and I want to hear from you, right? Ready? Go. Hup. And then 2 seconds later, I sat here and I looked up and I said, why am I holding my breath? Why did that just happen? Like, literally, I was like, okay, God, ready? Go. Why? What did that do? But I do remember up until that point, I was completely silent. I was quiet. There were no thoughts running through my head for about 2 seconds. And then, hello, ADHD kicked in. Dummy, why are you holding your breath? I don't know, so I can listen better. Maybe it was to make me focus on something else, because I don't know about y'all, but this morning, Zena Grace jumped on me in the bed. I was dead asleep at 4:50 a.m. 4:50 a.m. Was not happy. But once that happens, I'm up, because as soon as I lay back down, what do? I start going through my plan. Oh, okay, well, today I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to remember to do this. And I never responded to that person and I need to answer them. And I probably need to get a pen and paper out and make a list. Does this happen to you? Sam? No. First of all, he doesn't hear anything. An atomic bomb could go off beside his head while he's sleeping, and he is never going to miss a beat. If the dog does jump on him, he fusses, Zena Grace, get in the bed. And then next second later, he's back asleep. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. But it's not me. My plan, my schedule, my brain immediately starts rolling. Okay, well, it's 10 minutes after 5. I'm laying here and I've gone through everything under the sun, including probably figured out how many colors there actually are, just random weird thoughts. I've probably sang 3 or 4 songs, talked to God a couple of times, thought about, should I pick up my phone? Maybe I should scroll through Pinterest. Does this happen to y'all? Is it just me? Oh, but once that plan sets in and that brain starts going, it's all downhill from there. I don't know how I lay in the bed at night and go to sleep. So things change. My alarm wasn't scheduled to go off until 5:45, but Xena Grace decided to jump right on top of me on my stomach at 4:50. I was laying on my back. I was probably snoring too. She was probably like, "Mom, shut up." So that wasn't my plan, but it was her plan. She was getting up on the bed. We always need to remember that God's plan is always greater than our plan, no matter what. His plan for us might not even align with our plan. And one of the keys to staying confident in his plan, no matter what, we have to trust him. I've heard so many people talk about, well, it was God's plan for me to sell my house and just sell everything. It's even in the Bible. And just move to this place and live with these people. And I know it's in the Bible. If you want to be my true disciple, give your life up for me. Even materialistic goods. They're materialistic goods. But can you honestly say that you would sell your house and all your possessions to go follow whatever is in your head? How do you know that God put it on your heart? How do you know that that's what you're supposed to do? I'm not supposed to ask that question, am I? God already knows. He knows what I have planned for my life. He knows my struggles. He knows my disappointments. His plan is that's the one that we have to live by. Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Psalm 37, 4-6, commit your way to the Lord. Romans 8:8, I love this verse. I have Romans 8:8 committed to my brain. All things work together for the good of God's plan. But the biggest thing is to trust him. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and I will not be afraid. God is my strength and my strong. He's my salvation. Isaiah 12:2. Psalm 9:10. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him. Psalm 28:7. For I know the plans for you, declares the Lord, the plans for welfare and not evil. I give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. We know that God has a plan for all of us. He has a greater picture. And no matter what our plan is, no matter what our schedule is, no matter how we think our life is supposed to go and what we're supposed to do and our children and our grandchildren, this is how you're supposed to do. This is the life that you're supposed to have. There is a higher power that is more in charge than us. He sees our downs. He sees our ups. And just like I always say, it doesn't matter if you are in the lowest of the low, you are scraping rock bottom of the barrel. You pray hard, right? When something happens, what's the first thing you do? You hit your knees and you pray, God, why? We know that we are supposed to trust in God. We know that he has a plan for each and every one of us. And we know that every single thing that happens is for the greater good, is for his plan. Because each one of us has been called according to his purpose in his plan. That's one thing I love about Romans 8:8. All things work for the good of those who love God, and we have been called according to his purpose, his plan. So no matter if you're at the bottom of the barrel or you're on the highest mountain, you thank God because there's some reason, something good that you can find out in all of it. Even if you think you're at the lowest of the low, there's nowhere to go but up. And you talk to him because he hears you. He hears every single word that you say, whether it's a thought, whether if it's just on your heart. That's the biggest thing. God cares more about your heart than anything else. He doesn't want you to put bad vibes and bad words into the universe. He wants your heart to be good. And my life may not be going the way that I planned, but it's going exactly the way God planned it. His plan is always the best. Sometimes the process is painful and hard, But when it's painful and hard, that's when God is silent and he's doing something good for you. Something good. It's his timing, his will, his plan, his glory, not ours. Faith is always trusting when you don't understand his plan. Whenever I hear anything about faith, you're going to laugh at me. It always brings me back to remember a movie that I watched when I was little. Indiana Jones. I don't remember which one it was, but it was Indiana Jones, and he had to go through all these obstacles and beat all these booby traps, kind of like the Goonies, to get the cup. And when he gets the cup and he's got it and he's leaving and he's running away, there's more booby traps. He comes across a cliff and then he thanks, and I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know he picked up sand. Faith is believing. Faith is trusting and believing. He picked up a handful of sand and he threw it out over the edge of that cliff. And do you know what that sand showed him? It showed him a way. The sand showed him a walkway from one side of the cliff to the other. And that is exactly what God gives us. That is what we find in the Bible when we read it, when we study it, when we trust in his plan. That's basically us picking up a handful of sand, throwing it, and seeing our path, seeing our walkway. And y'all, it doesn't get any better than that. Because when you follow his plan, you're on the highest mountain and you hit your knees and you thank him. Not only do you thank him for the good blessings that he has given you, because it doesn't matter if you are on the bottom of that barrel, if you are rock bottom, you woke up. So you know what? You have something to be thankful for. Many plans are on a person's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that always prevails. Proverbs 19:21. Your circumstances don't dictate God's plans. God's plans work out despite your circumstances. So even though you have a plan, make sure you check to verify that it aligns with his. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope we can all benefit from this, me included, and we can follow and trust in God and the plan that he has set for our life, because that's the greater plan. Thanks, y'all.